the offertory, you bring forward the bread and the wine and the water, which are going to become the Eucharist, but you also bring forward the money to give to the poor. And this is also part of the sacrifice of the church in the Mass. And St. Justin Martyr, in describing what happens in Sunday worship, talks about this at one point, paragraph 67. Then all rise together and pray, and this is after the readings in the Gospel and the homily. And when our prayers ended, bread and wine and water are brought, and the president, means presider, in like manner offers prayers and thanksgivings according to his ability, and the people assent, saying Amen. And there's a distribution to each and a participation of that over which thanks have been given. In other words, the Eucharitized, that's, if you look at the Greek, the Eucharitized bread and wine. And to those who are absent, a portion is sent by the deacons. Okay, that's about the Eucharistic practice. And then the very next line, he says, and they who are well-to-do and willing give what each thinks fit. And what is collected is deposited with the president, again, the presider, who succors the orphans and widows, and those who, through sickness or any other cause, are in want, and those who are in bonds, and the strangers sojourning among us, and in a word, takes care of all who are in need. So you see this coupling in Justin Martyr, and you see this coupling actually frequently in the Fathers, between the spiritual needs being met in the Eucharist and the physical needs being met with the tithe offering, which I think is really fascinating. The kind of bringing together of the resources of the church to care for the rest of the body. This is one interesting part of what it means for us to be truly in communion with one another, is that we take care of one another. And so having a communion brought about through the Eucharist, but that doesn't translate into caring for the poor and downtrodden within our communion, is an incomplete communion, to say the least.